Hi everybody, it's Jen here with Sail Ranch Sanctuary, and I wanted to pop in and thank you for donating to our such important campaign. I'm grateful for your support, and I wanted to talk a little bit about why we're trying to raise these funds. And so I mentioned on there, we talked about critically ill babies and why what we're doing is so important. So these babies that are with me right now are just a few of the babies that we saved earlier this year. So one of the things that Sail Ranch does, and it's a really big part of what we do here in rescue and offering refuge and sanctuary to those who need us most, is we take in critically ill babies discarded by our food industry. So unwanted babies from meat and dairy. The reason that they're so sick is because when they're born, many times they are immediately removed from their moms, and babies are born without an immune system. So the very first milk that we get from our mothers is called colostrum, and it's full of the antibodies that help us develop our immune system. But a lot of times these babies don't get that. So they're born without an immune system. They are not allowed to have the colostrum from their mom. And then oftentimes they're taken away from their mom immediately at birth or within a few hours afterwards. If they're a dairy baby, they were born specifically so that their mother could produce milk to be sold at the market to you and I. Oftentimes the males are considered a byproduct and they are destroyed right away, or they're created for several weeks and given a milk replacer until they're old enough to be slaughtered. Somewhere between 8 and 12 weeks, depending upon whether we're talking lamb or goat babies, which are called kids. So there's a season for goat babies to be culled. C-U-L-L-I-N-G. It's a kidding culling season. So goat babies are called kids. And there's a season that begins around the first of the year and goes through April, give or take a few weeks either side of that. But that's a general time frame. And these babies are born and discarded, hi Georgie, by the thousands on a daily basis across this country. So we step in where we can responsibly save these babies, give them the medical care that they need to give them a fighting chance at survival. Then we rehome them, and the babies that actually have forever refuge or sanctuary with us become beautiful ambassadors to teach our community about compassion and the plight of dairy babies. We also take in discarded babies from the meat industry. So special needs babies, maybe there's some problems and they were discarded. They typically are extremely sick too, and we take them in. Of course, they're born for their flesh. Something goes sideways, they're unneeded, and then we take them in. So we have this area right here is our baby barn, and then over here we have a cow pasture where we have a couple of calves that were discarded by the dairy industry. We need to complete a winter shelter for them, an in and out shelter where they will be protected from the cold winter out here. The other reason that we're asking for this money, and it's a lot of money, and I know that the time of year is really difficult, the holidays, end of the year, tax season is coming, I understand all of that. We're also raising money to buy a van, a transport van that we can modify to pick up the babies that we rescue and get them the desperately needed medical care that they need. Right now, and for the last few years, I've been transporting them in my car. It works. It has worked. Earlier this year, last season, we saved 17 babies, and it worked. But the problem is, and why we need a separate vehicle, is a lot of these babies, we talked about how they don't have an immune system and how critically sick they are. I'm putting them in my car. And they come out of areas that these babies have been blasted with every bacteria, virus, oftentimes they've been exposed to babies that have already expired. And so they have these horrific illnesses, and some of them can cross out of zoology, meaning they can get you and I sick, so they can get human beings sick. And I'm carrying these babies in my family's car, which means I'm exposing my family to some of these illnesses. if we don't clean it out well enough. So it works, it has worked, but ideally we really, really need to purchase a van that we can modify to take these babies not only to safety, but get the medical care that they so desperately need. And the reason that we've launched this GoFundMe right now is that culling season, or critically ill baby season, is here. I mean, it essentially starts at the first of the year, but we're already getting calls to step in and help. And it's just the 1st of December. So if you would please consider making a donation. Any amount helps, like no amount too small. If a bunch of us donated $1, they all add up. This is an amazing opportunity to show how ordinary people like you and me can come together and do extraordinary things for innocent babies that need us so desperately. So please donate if you can. Share, help us get the word out about our life-saving work here and how important it is, right? This is little baby George Strait. How important our work is here. Share with your family, help us network, get in front of a bigger audience. And I would just be so grateful, because look at these sweet little babies. You know, they're worthy of kindness and they're worthy of life. And so I thank you guys for your continued support, your love and light every single day for our work here, and any help that you can do to help us achieve this goal. I know it's a big one. Consider making a year-end tax-deductible donation. Be so grateful. So you can do it here on GoFundMe. You can go directly to our website at www.sailranchsanctuary.org/donate. If you go through the website, please be sure to note that you are donating towards our fund, okay? So that we can make sure the funds go to the appropriate source. Thank you guys so much. I'm so grateful. And again, for those who donated yesterday and those who helped us kick off Giving Tuesday, a huge, gigantic, heartfelt thank you. I'm just so blessed and honored to have your support. Thank you guys so much.